think it's safe to rest here now. Well... Oh?
Good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I see.
Really?
What?
Yeah. Well... Those three seem to get along so well. Was it really right for them to separate?
It was his choice, and he ultimately chose the lady over his friend. I can only hope this helps her in her recovery.
You finally made it.
Huh?
Yes!
Huh?
Well...
So then... My thanks.
I still can't believe Deadeye was caring for these owls. Maybe he really was a nice guy once.
People are not born immutable. They change. And not always for the better.
This time it was... for the better, though.
Indeed.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
This flavor, why, it rivals the cooking of my own chefs in the palace.
Wow, that's some weird-looking meat you're cooking up there. What is it exactly?
That would be grilled rapig.
What?
Whoa there! What's the big brouhaha?
It's Rapig! How could you cook something with such cute little eyes? What did it ever do to you?
I fail to see what the problem is. Rapigs are perfectly edible creatures. Having said that, I do realize it's become rather rare to eat them lately. What with people increasingly embracing them as pets and companions.
They definitely didn't fall out of fashion to eat because of their flavor, that's for sure.
Agreed. Rapigs have tender, fatty meat. The taste can take some getting used to, but I would argue that's part of its charm.
If the taste is too strong, I imagine you can either just cook it thoroughly or simmer it with some herbs to mask it.
Indeed. At first I wasn't sure whether to smoke it with spices or simmer it in water, but I opted to grill it as is instead.
Seriously, Dohalim? You have the weirdest tastes.
That's probably because when you live the life of a lord, you grow tired of most ordinary cuisine.
So you end up seeking out more unusual food. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Well, putting aside what it used to be, you've got to admit it does look pretty damn good. Meat is meat, after all.
That reminds me. I do believe I once read in a book about rare delicacies, how one can go about preparing an owl. I suppose I won't have the chance to try it anytime soon.
Not with Hoodle, you won't!
Shion, could we talk a moment?
Hey, do you have time to talk?
Of course.
It's about the doll I used to have as a little girl.
You were so little.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I know that it's extremely unlike...
I couldn't be.
Are you saying you didn't? Look, logically speaking, I know it's a lot more likely that you didn't bring it with you than you did. Crazier things have happened. I always thought I'd be alone. Sometimes things happen in life that we...
You make a good point. I left...
Exactly. You crossed...
Why can't a little doll have made the same...
Right? Look, it's up to you to decide.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm looking forward to breakfast. Did you get enough sleep?
Get behind me!
You're mine! I'll grind you into dust! Elusive deity!
Do it!
Rotating pile driver! Soaring hoof! This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me!
Go! I'll leave it to you!
Didn't even break a sweat.
That was quite the little adventure we went on.
I guess. All right.
Yeah. Did... anyone notice Phaethon acting a little strange?
I guess he was. Maybe the anxiety's getting to him.
Looks like we get to sleep with a roof over our heads.
Did we really just spend that much money?
We finally made it.
Well, if it ain't the Blazing Sword and his merry crew.
Mahavar?
Of course I am. If you landlubbers can make it out of that sinking ship alive, ain't no reason at all.
Yeah, but that wave hit hard.
All water under the bridge at this point. The ship, on the other hand,
Really? What?
she's fine now, but she was in rough shape when I made it back here. Engine chamber gate. Without a lot of options, I decided to talk to the head honcho. And wouldn't you know it, crazy fool sent over Renan engine.
Renan?
Yep. Said they came from Menancia.
So they did the work that...
Well, they did a bang-up job.
Yes.
Give the man a minute to think it over.
It's all right, little...
This thing already looked plenty huge from afar. Seeing it up close makes it really hit home.
I didn't expect the journey to go so smoothly. I figured the Renans would send something to sink us.
Maybe they didn't think we had the nerve to come.
Somehow I kinda doubt that.
It's entirely possible they don't see us as a threat.
What do you mean?
That they think they're beyond our reach. Still, this structure is quite the unusual sight. Truth be told, never seen anything like it.
You're right. It doesn't look like the buildings on Lenegis at all. Or like any Renan structure for that matter.
It's weird. It doesn't feel like the kind of thing that has people inside either. Yeah, it's definitely something creepy. What the hell is it even made of?
I don't know. It's not mechanical or biological, but it's definitely alive in some way.
Shion?
I'm okay. It's nothing.
Well, what do we do now?
We have to stop this thing from siphoning off all of Dana's astral energy. That means finding the core and smashing it to bits.
Okay, but look at the size of it. I don't know if we'll find the core just wandering around.
Good point. Can anyone get a read on the astral energy around us? Any kind of a sign?
There's a rather enormous flow of energy moving directly upwards. If we wish to follow it, we'll have to do some climbing.
Rinwell?
Over there?
Hey, what's up with you?
Huh?
You okay? What happened?
I'm not sure. When I was reaching out to the astral energy, I thought I heard a voice.
A voice?
Yeah. I couldn't make out any words, but it sounded like it wanted me to come to it.
This seems like a trap, right?
It's not a trap.
How can you tell?
Listen, I don't know why, but when it spoke to me, I knew it wasn't hostile.
What do you think?
It could well be a trap. However, it's also our only real option short of wandering aimlessly about.
Let's trust Rinwell on this.
You sure?
Yeah.
It beats the alternative, I guess. What did I say? Sheesh, it's like walking on eggshells around here.
Sometimes you have to choose your words more carefully, Law.
Huh? Oh, right.
Stay sharp. We're going in.
I see that the interior of the wedge is every bit as strange and unusual as the exterior. Intriguing.
If I didn't see it come from Lenegus, I wouldn't believe it was Renan. Just what's with this place?
Yeah, it's all twisty and lumpy. Whatever it's all for. I'm stumped.
Delicious piece of cake!
Can't get out of this!
Let's confiscate it!
Can you take it?
Pierce the
You're
evil!
mine!
It's like trying to keep up with a wolf!
Get behind me!
First aid!
I'm in your debt. Rotating pile driver!
Illuminate the dark! Compulsa! Purge malevolence! Here's a healing heart! Waterfall! Freeze Lancer! Dance is the way! Steady on judgment! More for the stockpile! Rage!
Can you take it?
Leave the enemy arch to me!
No complaints here! Now we're never.
Firmament Render! Ice Tornado! Arrow Squall! Freezing
You're
Storm!
mine! Take this!
Lightning Condensed! Tornado! Thunder!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and the pummeling to me.
A whirling struggle! Glacial Spear! Pierce Evil! Winds of Heaven! Freeze Lancer!
My reach is even wider.
Lightning
Begin.
Condensed!
Does it hurt?
Thunder Blade!
Does it hurt?
Illuminate the top! Magic Kazam! Here's a healing art! Holy Land! A chain between heaven and earth!
you with a shot.
One more! Expert coming through!
You're mine!
A lord's power never ceases to amaze me.
Formidable. I'm as regular as the next man.
Yeah, the next man who used to be a lord.
All day!
You're mine!
Here's a healing art! First aid! Winds of Heaven! First force! Cyclone!
You're
Magic
mine!
Kazam! Airthrust! A chain you get the gist! Divine Save!
Soaring blast!
Here, let me help!
Looking good out there.
Just getting... Astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory!
Can't get out of this!
Naturally! Illuminate the
Thank you.
Here's evil!
Can you take it?
Holy Land! A chain between heaven and earth! Spread! A
Not so
wailing
fast.
fancy of lightning! Burning
I'll face you.
A whirling struggle! Spread! Winds of heaven! Burning force!
Not so fast! Seismic
Now!
shield!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
We can really make weapons with this?
The design of this equipment is really interesting.
You must really like it, Alphen.
Out of my way!
Can you take it? Take this! I need something.
You need to be healed. Whatever you do, just stay away from the force. First aid!
You're mine! Take this!
Hear my call.
You're mine!
I'll be saving this one. Glacial Spear.
Like moths to the flame.
Elusive deity! Behold! The earth pulse! Tectonic vision!
An
Astral art?
That's
And
my
just
cue.
like that, I'm back in it.
Shut him
Start by
down.
holding the front line. No sooner said than done.
Here's a healing art. First aid.
Can you take it?
One more
Take
time.
it. Does it hurt? Pounce it! Seismic rupture!
Glacial Spear.
Make your way! I'll stop your movement.
And I'll stop your life!
Vanquish darkness.
Can you take it?
Here's a healing art. First aid. Divine Street. Water. Hear
Does it
my
hurt?
call.
Take this!
Spread. May 1,000 Nightingale, period address evil!
Seismic! Elusive deity! I'll face you!
I'll fix you up!
Soaring blast! This death shall not be.
Purge malevolence! Blah, 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 that's it! Sleep
Sonic
now,
Spear!
freezing storm! Get on in there with the others!
I'll face you! Does it hurt? Does it hurt?
There! Make it way!
Raging Luna Storm! You attack without mercy.
Because I can't afford to hesitate.
Not against a worthy opponent.
You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both.
I've been doing really great lately.
Hi, Hoodle! Glacial
I'll face you!
Freeze Lancer!
Negative
By
gate!
the power of flame! You got company!
Does it hurt? The enemy wields arts too.
You'll soon see about that!
Seismic Rupture! Elusive deity! Can you take it? Raging Luna Storm!
Get on in there with the others! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! None shall escape my judgment!
I'll
Not
face
on
you!
my watch! Ray!
Raging Luna Storm!
Up and do it! Let's go!
Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
We did it!
Magnificently done.
Take
this! You're mine!
In here! Ray! This'll come in handy!
Seismic Rupture!
Hear my call!
Elusive
Blah,
deity!
blah, blah, that's it.
Soaring blast!
Impressive. You didn't get to have my turn.
History abounds with tales of lords daring.
Maybe you'll share some with me.
Sometimes I wonder where you come up with those moves.
I could say the same to you.
Good thing we're on the same side, huh? This is all Dana's astral energy.
Are you saying the Renans are funneling it through here to send to Lenegis?
Sure looks like it. We have to put a stop to it. Quickly.
I won't forgive you!
I'll face you! Raging Luna Storm!
Cyclone! Water! Hear my call!
Does it hurt?
Flood! A chain between heaven
You're
and
mine!
earth! Burning strike!
Raging Luna Storm!
Divine flood! Glacial spear! Pierce evil! Freeze Lancer! Waterfall!
Take this!
Here! Glacial spear!
Raging Luna Storm! Elusive deity! Rotating Pile Driver!
One more! Dance in the wind! Sleep now!
Begin!
Get out there with the others! Burning
I'll face you!
Glacial spear! Pierce evil!
Eagle Rage!
Freeze Lancer! Feel! Here!
With precision like that, I'm glad you're not on the other side.
Likewise for you and that shield.
Best to stay in one another's good graces then.
You're mine!
Freeze Lancer!
Take this!
This'll come in handy! Now!
Seismic Rush Shield!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to action!
Hold up. Is this as valuable as I think it is?
You got company! This one's mine! The flames will roar!
I'll face you!
One more!
Raging Luna Storm!
Quench the hopper! Ha! Your wings won't save you from me!
You're mine!
Here I go!
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for yours truly. Get on in there with the others. None shall escape my judgment. Holy Lance! I can do this all day.
Raging Luna Storm! Begin! Take this! Does it hurt?
Hear me! Divine Fury! Water!
Raging Luna Storm!
I'll be dead this one. A burning strike! Glacial Spear! Here's evil! Freeze Lancer!
Does it hurt?
A chain between heaven and earth. A wailing
Elusive
deity!
Make it rain!
Kisara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Think we overdid it?
Think again!
Not by a long shot.
Does it hurt?
Glacial Spear! Here's evil!
Rotating Pile Driver!
Freeze Lancer! Purge Malevolence!
Soaring Blast!
Take Waterfall! Seal!
Sonic Spear!
I'll be saving this one!
Eagle Rage! Raging Luna Storm!
A whirling struggle! Flame! Winds of heaven! Burst forth! In here! Explosion! Blah, 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 burning crossblade! Now for something special! Glacial Spear! Here's the
Can you take it?
This is a Freeze Lancer! A banana! Fire flame! Vanish without a trace!
Begin! Take this!
Explosion! Divine!
You're mine!
A whirling struggle! Winds of heaven! Burst forth!
We won. This seems strange. Like it should be among creatures you'd find in a forest.
Cut it out! I don't need to hear that. It's gotta be man-made, right?
Were it so, it would not be any easier to predict. Remain vigilant.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
Gain my judgment! They're surrounding us!
Don't get carried away! Can you take it?
Divine Streak!
Can you take it? Take this! Does it hurt?
Vanish without a trace!
How big?
A whirling struggle!
Raging Luna Storm!
Explosion!
Rotating Pile Driver!
Glacial Spear!
Begin!
Here's the wind! Freeze Lancer! A whirling struggle! Winds of heaven! Freezing storm!
Elusive Deity!
In here!
Begin!
More tornado! Illuminate the shall escape my
I think I'm coming down with something grave.
A chronic inability to read the room?
A malady your art cannot fix.
Divine
Astral Art?
That's my cue!
You're mine! Shut him down! Captivity! Elusive Deity! I am not beyond fury! You're mine! Does it hurt?
Glacial Spear! Here's the evil! Freeze Lancer! Violent guarding wind! Here's a healing heart!
Death shall not be forgotten.
Dance in the wind! None shall escape a whirling struggle! Winds of heaven! Burst forth! Cyclone!
I'll blind you with it!
I need to be stronger.
I won't forgive you!
Raging Luna Storm!
First aid!
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Glacial Seal.
Raging, I can shatter any steel.
You got fire. I've got this. Let a marksman handle it.
All yours.
Begin!
Here we go. Now for
You're
the
mine! You're mine!
None shall escape my
Down on the
judgment.
ground!
Seal.
I'll grind you with a dust!
Let's get you all tucked away.
Can you take
Here's
it?
a healing art.
You're mine!
Appreciate the help.
You're mine!
Whoa, hey, one at a time.
Seismic Rupture! Tempest!
Looking fearsome, Rinwell.
You must be rubbing off on me.
Let's kick some ass, kid.
You fight better at a distance. Further away, the better. You and I both.
You're mine!
Tornado.
Tempest! Elusive Deity! Can you take it? Soaring Blast! Rotating Pile Driver!
Winds of heaven. First force.
Can you take it?
Freezing storm.
You're mine!
This'll come in handy. May a
Not so
thousand
fast.
gales carry you to strike.
Seismic Rupture!
Make it rain!
This one's got your name on it.
Ashes to ashes! A merry distraction.
There's still more to go.
I'll be saving you. Explosion. Where that came from? Loud, loud, loud. Magic. In here. Spread.
I know fine weapon material when I see it.
There!
Go no further. Mine.
No further!
A chain between heaven and earth.
Engulf you!
Is that statue wielding art? Let me help. Now I've seen everything. First aid.
You want me? Instinct sharpen!
None shall escape my
Take
judgment.
this! Begin!
Glacial
Take
spear.
this!
Here's the evil. A chain between heaven and earth.
Elusive
A wailing
Deity!
dancing wailing.
Here!
First aid.
Soaring
In
Blast!
here.
No dawn shall
Let's get
break
you all
this
tucked
night!
away. Let a marksman handle this. Gusty nail. I can do this all day.
I'll face you!
Burning.
You're
I'm on a
mine.
roll.
You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both.
In here.
I'll grind you with a dust!
There's a healing arm.
Elusive! The tide of battle has turned in our favor.
Then let's keep pressing the attack.
Indeed. Remain ever vigilant. Too fast! Stand back. I'll trip it up. Can you take it? Does it hurt?
Here's a healing arm. Razor chain. A chain between heaven and earth. Water.
Raging Lunar
A
Storm!
wailing wind.
Their hearts were interrupted. I'll face you.
One more. Illuminate the dark. Hear my call.
You're mine.
Holy land.
No further.
Here's the evil. No chance.
I'll face you.
Breeze Lancer.
Take
Dance
this.
in the wind.
Take
Air
this.
thrust. Here's a healing arm between heaven
Seismic
and earth.
Rupture.
Make it rain!
A wailing dancing.
In an instant! Impact Block!
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
This place definitely isn't easy to navigate.
I doubt this structure was
Yeah.
It's almost as if we're inside an incredibly...
A spirit vessel.
Hey, have you...
Oh, so...
I never...
Is that a
Where's this voice?
Yeah, it's hard to
surround?
Considering out.
Right,
If you think so.
I promise.
How?
This'll make us even more formidable.
Out of our way!
Raging Luna Storm!
First aid! Fresh! Purge Freezing Storm! Wonderful! Purge Malevolent!
Leave the agile ones to me.
Can you take it now? Glacial Spear! Pierce Evil! Oh, violent
Can you
darting
take
wind!
it?
Magic Answer!
Prepare to
Leap
be
now.
sealed, though fleet of foot. Actually, that sound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing!
Raging Luna Storm! Ha! Take this!
Here's a healing arm!
Not so fast, alright? I'll blind you with a dust!
By the power of Blade Love!
I'll face
Without a trace!
Soaring Blast!
Up and
I'll face you!
Rock out loud! Freeze!
Come on!
Flowering Strut! Air Thrust! A whirling
Begin! Does it hurt? Does it hurt?
Cyclone!
Come on!
None shall escape my
Time
grip!
bit rough
The earth throbs in pain.
A change of
Rotating Pile Driver! Sonic Spear!
How do you like being pounded into shape?
In a bind? Can you take it?
Here, let me help!
Raging Luna Storm!
First aid!
Dance on the wind! My reach is even... You missed! Begin! Take this!
The earth throbs in pain.
I'll blind you with a dust! Elusive deity! Begin! Soaring Blast! I'll face you! Take this!
Down! You're off!
Raging Luna Storm!
Here's a healing arm!
Penumbra!
I owe you, Xion. Healing is what my arts do
Looking
best.
good out there.
Just getting started.
That's the spirit. Take no prisoners.
You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both.
Now it's my turn! Begin!
Now!
This debt shall not be forgotten.
That'll teach us for getting cocky.
Little help! Here, let me help!
Raging Luna Storm!
Appreciate the help! None shall Here comes my judgment! Alright, it's showtime! Magic is there! There you go! Xion, Astral Energy, full throttle!
A flawless victory.
Raging Luna Storm!
Naturally.
More than stockpile! Sighted! Go! In here!
Crescent Splash!
More for the stockpile! Hear my call! Magic is there!
You picked the wrong fight!
Holy Land!
Does it hurt?
Now!
Dance on the wind! In an instant! Impact Block!
Glacial Spear! Pierce Evil! Here goes! Swing the purge!
I'll face you.
Magic! Hold on to your armor!
Now it's my...
Here I come!
Can you take it? Come on! Come on!
Space
Penumbra!
Distortion!
Take this! Come on! Tornado Drive!
Burning Strike!
Can you take it?
Hear my call!
Come on!
Glacial Spear! Come forth! Holy Glimmer!
Wow. Look what I just found.
My word. This must be the work of Providence.
Proba what now?
It means destiny. I think it's a bit of an exaggeration, though.
Coming through! Begin!
Hear my call!
Can't get out of this!
With a spot of peace hunting, anyone? Raging Luna Storm!
Dance on the wind! Here I go!
Dance on the wind! Does it hurt? Does it hurt? You're mocked!
Violent darting wind!
Can you take it? Take nothing gets by me! Raging Luna Storm!
Here I go! Go!
I'll face you!
A chain between heaven and earth! Flame of
Take
fury!
this!
A wailing divine! Here I go!
Crescent Flash!
Burning dance in the wind!
You're mocked!
Blood! Mark of the south! None shall escape my judgment! Cyclone! One more time!
Does it hurt? Does it hurt?
Air thrust! A chain between heaven and earth! A wailing beauty divine!
Come on!
Requires complete focus!
How's this? Raging Luna Storm!
Here's another raging cascade!
Crescent Flash!
Here's the in here! Freeze Lancer!
I'll face you!
Water in here!
You're mocked! You're mocked!
Chain between heaven and earth! Here's the evil!
I'll face
A
you.
wailing Gantian
Does it
Lancer!
hurt? You're mocked!
I can hear the healing ray! First aid!
Not so
Water!
fast! No
Hear
further!
my call! Leap forward! Cyclone! Burn! Feel the burning! Falling storm!
Raging Luna Storm!
Amazing! I'll be saving this one!
Dance on the wind!
Burning! I can do this all day! Go!
Begin!
Here!
You're mocked!
A freezing storm! Hit! Up and out!
Raging Luna Storm! You require a head. Crescent Flash!
Glacial spear! Here's the evil! Divine!
Their arms were interrupted!
Healing art! A whirling struggle!
Begin!
Winds of heaven! First force! Feel!
Eat dirt! Does it hurt?
Get out of there with you!
Raging Luna Storm!
Inferno crossing! Head Lancer!
Crescent Flash! Armor won't save you! Dance
There
on
you
the
go!
wind!
Don't let out! Freeze Lancer!
Engulf you! In a bind?
I never miss!
Can you take it?
Here's the hot pile!
Does it hurt? Seismic Russia! Elusive deity!
Tornado! Arrow Claw!
You're mocked! Tornado Drive! Elusive deity!
Waterfall!
Do it!
Freeze Lancer!
Soaring
Dance in the
blast!
wind! Air thrust! A whirling struggle! Burning strike! Winds of fear! Here's evil!
Anything in armor is all mine! Not so fast!
A whirling struggle!
I'll face you!
Got you! Winds of
You're
heaven!
mine.
First force!
Take this!
Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning strike! Get you up water! Hear my
Tornado
call!
drive.
Do it! Shield! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
I've been doing really great lately.
We seem to have come across something a little unusual.
I have a bad feeling about this.
May 1,000
Raging
gales carry
Luna
the
Storm!
trade! Got spear! Here's evil!
Rocked in pain.
They
Raging
feel
Luna
it cute
Storm!
stuff, but they're vicious!
Dance on the wind!
A chain between heaven and earth!
Got fire!
There you go! Don't let out! Let leave the enemy's arc to me! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Think we overdid? The gales carry you to shreds!
Not by a long
shot! Where are you going? Gusty nail!
I'll face you! So you want me, do you?
Purge malevolence! Confiscated!
Seismic
Do
Russia!
it!
Shield!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Illuminate the dark! Magic is there! Holy Lance! I can do
I'll
this all
blind you with
day!
a shot! Not so fast! I'll face you!
Divine a whirling struggle! Winds of heaven! First, sleep now! Rise
You're
to the
mine.
red, Candy! I never miss! Raging cascade! Do it! Too much to handle? Dance in the wind! Air
Does it
thrust!
hurt?
A whirling struggle! Escape my judgment! Winds of heaven!
Not
First
today!
force!
I'll blind you with
Feel
a shot!
take flight! You are left away. Here's a healing herb. Dance in the wind.
Death shall
Here,
not be
I can
forgotten.
do this all day. Power of flame.
Raging Luna Storm! Can you take it?
Make it rain.
Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
I've been doing really great lately.
We've sure climbed up a long way, haven't we?
Watch your step ahead. With no fencing in place, it would be quite hazardous to fall.
Will be a delicious piece of cake.
Can you take it? Rotating pile driver!
I'm done. I won't fight just for the sake of it.
Flame inside me! You're
Like moths to the flame.
Sometimes a retreat is the best strategy. Thus our strength yet grows. Discourteous, aren't you?
None shall escape this.
Their arcs were interrupted. No matter what, nothing gets past my shield.
I can do this all day. Zephyr Trident! Divine Savior!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Sure. I'll leave it to you!
Holy Glimmer! Holy Lamb! Must require complete focus!
They smite with blackened flame!
Everyone, get back! It's too dangerous! A chain between heaven and earth. A wailing banshee of lightning. Divine state. The earth flooded. Get on in there with the others. Up and at 'em. Let's go. Thunderblade. Blah blah blah. Magic. Holy. Thank you, Gohan.
I only did what any other would.
I think you're nicer than you let on. Here I go. Help in here.
Reflect on thy
This'll come in handy.
They smite with blackened
Zephyr Trident. One more time.
Stalagmite!
There.
Rending you apart! In a bind?
Sleep now. Zephyr Trident!
Far enough. Grinwell.
It's nothing. I'm alright. Lunar Corruption! Period of Dread! Dusty Nail! Zephyr Trident! No more Miss Nice Girl! A whirling purple!
Reflect on
Wings
thy
of Zephyr Trident!
smite with blackened blade!
Sleep now. Take it! One more!
Benediction light.
Dusty Nail! Now Zephyr Trident!
Another incantation ruined.
Winds of heaven! First force! You're mine! Cyclone! Radiant appear! Radiant appear! I'm out of ammo! I'm all stuffed up! Magic is there!
Arts are being interrupted.
Radiant appear! I don't have much left! Radiant appear! Radiant appear! I'm watch and weep! A wailing banshee
I am
lightning!
not beyond fury.
Sleep now! Radiant appear!
I'm ready!
Well tucked away! It's over! Astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory! Naturally! Radiant appear! Radiant appear!
Negative gate.
I'm out of ammo! I'm all stuffed up!
Air pressure.
Radiant appear! Radiant appear! Radiant appear! You have to hold on! Radiant appear! I'm out of ammo! I'm all stuffed up! This'll come in handy! Radiant appear! Radiant appear! Radiant appear! Back into the fray!
Air pressure.
Radiant appear! Radiant appear! Radiant appear! Radiant appear! I'm out of ammo! Toxicity!
Resonate with the earth. Stalagmite. On your knees. Air pressure.
Toxicity!
From beyond, imbue this
No more playing nice! Zephyr Trident!
Benediction light.
That's gonna smart.
Benediction light.
Illuminate It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire!
Benediction
Zephyr
light.
Trident! A whirling struggle! Winds of heaven! First force!
Resonate with the earth.
Zephyr Trident!
Stalagmite.
Sleep now!
On your knees.
Toxicity! This one!
Air pressure.
Air thrust! I can do Arch Steel!
Stalagmite.
Toxicity!
Air pressure.
Divine Deep! A whirling struggle! Winds of heaven! Toxicity!
Blood.
Rending
you apart. Bloody howling.
Illuminate toxicity! Magic!
Negative
Holy
gate.
Zephyr Trident! I can do this all day!
Stalagmite. Rending you apart.
Zephyr
Bloody
Trident!
howling.
Divine Savior! Blah, blah, blah!
Make it rain!
Feel!
Dohalim! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action. Quite necessary when creating weaponry.
I found some equipment.
Let me take a look at it. Retreat if you know what's good for you.
A whirling struggle!
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
First force!
I try not to chase fruitless endeavors. see... You've got.
Here, where are you going?
Your
Come
knees.
forth, holy quiver!
You want me? Come get me!
Chain between heaven and
Let's
earth.
end this and get a bite to eat
A
instead.
wailing banshee of lightning!
Here?
It's here?
Yes. All the energy flowing through the wedge comes together and collects here.
Is that thing a Zoogle? Holy crap, it's huge!
A central core and a guardian?
Once we beat that thing, it'll stop the wedge from taking in any more astral energy, right?
It seems we're in for a fight regardless.
Here it comes. Stay sharp, everyone!
Is there no end to what the remnants can cook up?
I don't know if that's machine or what, but I do know it's pissing me off.
Watch yourself. There is no knowing what it is capable of.
Any other wisdom you want to pass along?
Zephyr Trident! A wailing banshee of lightning! Zephyr Trident! Magic is in! Air thrust! Lunar corruption! Zephyr Trident! Heaven and earth! A wailing banshee of lightning! Divine stage! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! A chain between heaven and earth! A wailing banshee of divine stage! Lunar corruption! Zephyr Trident! Illuminate the dark! Let the marksman handle this! Zephyr Trident! A wailing banshee of lightning! Air pressure! Resonate with the earth! Zephyr Trident! Who wants to die next? Air pressure! Purge malevolence! Arctic! Into the shadows! Freeze Lancer! Grow the love field! Air thrust! May 1,000 gales carry you to shore! Gusty nail!
Their arcs were interrupted.
Zephyr Trident! May 1,000 gales carry you to shreds! Gusty nail!
Benediction
Oh, Zephyr Trident! Wind! Carve now through all! Crossblade! A chain between heaven and earth! A wailing banshee of lightning! Trident! Divide state! A whirling struggle! Winds of heaven! Burst forth! Cyclone! Sweet dreams! Zephyr! You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both.
On your knees.
I hope this medicine works as promised.
Zephyr Trident!
Benediction light.
Here, appreciate the help.
I shall ensure you survive this.
Come forth, holy glimmer! Holy lamp! A chain between heaven and earth!
Resonate with the earth.
A wailing beauty of lightning! Divine shape! I never fit!
Air pressure.
Winds of heaven! First ready to go!
Let me free you of your
Air thrust! She must command us! A whirling struggle! Winds of heaven! Burst forth! Magic is there!
benediction.
Right. I'll be saving this one. Magic is there! Freeze! Zephyr Trident!
Blood. Rending you upon bloody howling.
Born up!
On your knees. Can't get out of this.
Leave the enemy's arc to me!
No complaints here!
Eat dirt!
Another incantation ruined.
Zephyr Trident! Don't mind if I do! Zephyr Trident! Firmament Render! Arrow Squall! One more time! Zephyr Trident! We managed to turn the tide!
For now.
And
But things could shift at a moment's notice.
you're right. Better stay alert.
Zephyr Trident! Lunar Corruption! Zephyr Trident!
The enemy's on the rope.
We've got him where we want him.
It's time to end this battle.
This one's mine! Zephyr Trident!
I'll smash you!
I never miss! Zephyr Trident! Confiscated! Oh, violent
Make your
guardian
way!
wind. Magic is there! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Is it over? What the hell is going on?
Ridwell! It's too dangerous! Stay back!
What's going on here? What's wrong? Rinwa, you okay? Hey, are you crying?
I'm not the only one.
Whatever it was, I heard it.
As did I. I'm not sure I'd call it a voice, but it was there.
What in the world just happened?
That was Dana's astral energy we just encountered. And I think
You're saying astral and...
I haven't the slightest idea.
You mean when that fire...
Exactly. There was such a huge overflow of astral energy.
Does that mean if you gather enough
That's what I'm... Master cores are able to hold a lot...
That being said, there may be a mechanism of sorts.
That fire monster.
then the reason Rinwell was able to sense all that astral energy earlier...
So, then where did all that energy and poof, it's gone?
Indeed it does. However,
I just can't work out.
Rinwell?
I can't help but wonder if it's because of my heritage that I was the one to... Sorry. Anyway, we should get going.
Are we gonna have to take this winding path all the way back down, too?
Yeah, but... If anything, it should be easier than the climb up.
Really? Well then.
Actually, I've heard it's easier to develop muscle.
Won't forgive you!
you're mine!
Winds of heaven!
Taste
Burst
it.
forth! Breathing
I try not to chase fruitless endeavors.
Ah! It'll body slam us into next week!
Retreat! You know what's good for you.
Water, hear my call! By the power of blood!
It's go time!
Let's cut our losses!
Great, now I'm hurt and dirty.
Everything all right?
Huh?
Or not, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sorry, never...
All right!
Stop it! Sorry.
Nah, that's fine.
I'll keep that in mind.
This will be a delicious piece of cake. Water, hear my call. Sprout!
Their arts were interrupted.
Flame of spark required from
I try not to chase fruitless endeavors.
Lost! Purge Malevolent! Arctic Waterfall! Seal! Eat dirt! More for
Fall
the
back!
stockpile!
I'll hold them off.
Great, now I'm hurt and dirty.
Go no further! Glacial Spear! Pierce evil! Freeze Blazer!
I'm done. I won't fight just for the sake of it. It looks like that beam of light has stopped.
Then is it safe to say we've avoided oblivion for the time being?
I can still sense a faint glimmer of energy, though. It hasn't completely dispersed.
You can tell?
Rinwell, your senses seem a lot sharper than before, don't they?
And you said you heard that voice, right?
I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I don't feel bad, though.
If trace amounts, however small, do remain, then it leaves us no choice. We must destroy the entire structure.
What do you suggest? We bring it down piece by piece?
Once that's done, what do we do then?
We go to Lenegis. Even if we could destroy the whole wedge like he suggested, it'd only buy us time. The fact they sent this thing down tells me they're not giving up this planet without a fight.
There's also the matter of the Renis Alma. Its circumstances still have yet to be truly resolved.
But how do we even get to Lenegis?
What if we hotwire one of their starships? There's gotta be one on the planet somewhere, right?
Starships are only seen on Dana at the start and end of the Crown Contest. Otherwise, they remain on Lenegis. Believe it or not, we Renans down here aren't quite as free to come and go as one might think.
Great. Well, I'm out of ideas then. We definitely don't have the tech to build a starship. And even if we found a Renan who'd help, who knows how long that'd take.
Yeah. Waiting for a starship to come down from Lenegis would probably be quicker than that.
Wait. Alphen, when you came down from Lenegis, it had to have been in a starship of your own, right?
Right.
Oh, of course. You can't be serious. That was 300 years ago. There's no way it's still gonna work.
But Alphen didn't wake up until a few years ago. That means it had to have still been functioning that whole time to keep his body preserved.
Indeed. You wouldn't happen to remember where you landed, would you?
My memories around where I parked are still a little hazy, but I do know that I woke up in Calaglia. So chances are it's still in the area. At least it's a place to start. Luckily, that realm's my old stomping ground, so I should be able to get us some help finding her.
This is it.
Yeah. As long as Lenegis stands there, there's no avoiding it.
So what's this help in Calaglia you're planning to enlist?
My buddy Nath. If anyone there knows something, I figure it's him. But first, we need to catch a boat and get back to the mainland.
Ugh.
Are you just going to keep standing around, or what?
Sorry, I'm just getting prepped over here. Our first port of call is Ulzebek.
Back where you first started out.
Yeah, along with my dad.
You okay? You don't look so good.
I think I'm just a little seasick, that's all.
Liar.
Huh?
You heard me. You've never been good at hiding your emotions, Xion.
Excuse me? Just what do you... No. You're right. I'm sorry.
Is it about Alphen?
No. Not just him.
Something you can't talk about?
Rinwell, I'm not like the rest of you.
Of course you are! No, I'm serious. Back when we first met, I think maybe then I did think we were different. But now I know that isn't true. You and I are the same, Xion. We're alike in more ways than you know. If any of us is different, it's me. I'm a Danan who can use magic. I may be the last. My family and I have been living in hiding as long as I can remember.
Everyone has their own pain that can be hard for other people to understand.
I saw the two of you talking and thought you could use a third wheel. So, here I am. Sorry.
If anyone's the odd one out here, it's me. Believe me, you don't want to listen to my problems.
Want me to go?
I didn't say that.
I get that you must have a lot circling around that head of yours. And that's okay. Whatever's worrying you right now, you're allowed to worry about it. And you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. I know I'm not a Renin like you, or a mage like Rinwell.
I'm not a sovereign, maiden, or lord. I'm just a Dahnan who used to be a slave.
But regardless of all that, I'm here for you, Shionne.
That goes for me too. We all want to be there for you. Me and Hootle and even the boys. I promise. I mean, that is what friends are supposed to do, right?
I said this to Alphen, and now I'll say it to you. You're not alone in this.
Thank you. Rinwell. Kisara.
And right on cue, I think I should make my way back and lie down for a bit. My battle with this ship continues.
Yeah, I better head back too. We wouldn't want the guys thinking they're in charge. Can you imagine Law at the helm? Who knows what kind of trouble we'd get into?
Still, if that's true, then it's all the more reason I have to do this.
Aw, are you tired, Hootle?
You sure he's not just trying to hide from us?
All right, something is definitely up with...
Yeah, something...
So...
I was wondering this... Whatever this thing... If she's trying this...
Yeah.
I can't tell them.
Ah, Calaglia. Feels like it's been ages.
And wasn't Zephyr with us too?
Dad.
Hey, chin up. This is your hometown.
Everyone around here looks...
I'll say.
Zephyr would have been so...
Yeah, he really... Something bothered...
Nah, I abandoned my home. What's important is that...
Just one thing after another, and it all falls on my head too.
Hey, Nath.
What? Can't you see I'm... Alphen?
Looks like you have your hands full.
As much as ever. As if I wasn't busy enough putting down the last remnants of Renin rule, I'm up to my ears in Dahnan disputes. And then, to top it all off, that thing had to come crashing down from out of the sky.
Pretty sure we've heard this somewhere before.
But enough about my problems. What can I help you with?
Yeah, we're looking for an old Renin starship. You wouldn't happen to know any around these parts, would you?
A starship? What do you need one of those for?
To get to Lenegis.
Lenegis? Are you out of your damn mind?
Believe it or not, it wouldn't be the craziest thing we've done recently.
Well, I believe it. Well, either way, I'm afraid I haven't heard anything about a starship.
Then do you have any historical records by chance?
Sure, we've got stacks of old records.
Mind if we take a look at them?
Yeah, okay.
Thanks, Nath.
I read through all of the records, but I only found a single line that might point to what we're looking for. It mentions a rock that shot across the sky and landed past the mountains. The event was recorded just before the first Renan invasion.
And you think that might be the starship?
I don't know. There was nothing else in the records that came even close. It looked like it was someplace called Berg, but maybe I'm reading it wrong.
Berg?
That ring any bells for you?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest volcanoes in Calaglia. I was just there recently, investigating a report of a meteor someone saw.
Another meteor in the same area? Really?
I wonder if it could have been one of those lights that shot out of the wedge.
All the more reason to check it out. Can you tell us how to get there?
The old Zion mine is up that way. One of the veins we abandoned connects to the volcano. Go ahead and use that. But you should be careful.
Huh?
I don't know if it has anything to do with the meteor. There's a giant Zoogle running riot in there. Never seen anything like it.
A Zoogle, huh?
Well, I turned back as soon as I caught sight of the thing, so I can't tell you much more. Just be real careful if you head out that way. All right.
I guess...
Right.
I didn't like the sound of that monster Nath was talking about one bit.
Well, we have to press on. We're going through Zion Mine to Berg Volcano. Let's move.
Everything okay with...
It must be the heat getting to it.
Galaglians.
Aha! So that...
Actually, but that's not why he's...
You mean their plumage changes color to...
And with all this traveling
I think he suits his snowy...
How awesome would it be if his head and wings were different colors? And his stomach and sides, like a map... Ow, lay off, will ya?
You've
so
only
much for the
yourself
heat
to
making
blame
him
for that one.
docile.
Fascinating. And
Dohalim.
Have you...
You guys checked your equipment lately? That turned out good, if I do say so myself.
This flavor, why it rivals the
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
It's quite hot here. The climate feels different from Menancia's.
It's gotten much cooler since leaving town, though.
Does that mean eyes were burning holes in us?
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
So we're back in the Zion Mine tunnels. Who would have thought we'd be going through this place again? This is where you and I first fought together.
And also the first time we touched, as I recall.
Wait, really?
Yes, really.
So this path is supposed to take us out to Berg Volcano?
We're not gonna see any lava burst out in front of us or anything, are we?
Don't get so paranoid you let a rock fall on your head, Law. So
Well, yeah. We've reached the inner portion of Berg Volcano.
We need to find that starship. And fast! Go no further!
I'll face you.
Confiscated! Hold on to your art. Here I come!
Luna Storm!
Spear! Pierce evil! It's a duel beyond! A chain between heaven and earth! Glacial spear!
Like glory to the flame!
If they just sit still!
How do you
Can you
like
take care of them?
pounded into
Death
shape?
and flames of heaven! First force!
The enemy wields arcs too.
You'll soon see about that! Fire Lancer! You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both. Don't mind if I do.
I'll face you.
Lightning Blade! Thunderblade!
Make it break!
Without a astral energy! Full throttle! A flawless victory. Naturally.
I'll face you.
And again.
Does it hurt?
Divine
Take this.
Dance in the wind!
I'll blind you with a dust.
A freezing storm!
Raging Luna Storm.
Blah, blah, blah! Tornado! Freeze Lancer!
You're mine.
Too much to handle? Dance in the wind! Divine judgment!
I'll blind you
More
with a
from the
dust.
stockpile! A chain between heaven and earth!
You're mine.
A wailing beauty of lightning!
How's this?
In here!
Pile
Look sharp!
Tornado drive.
Burning strike!
Glacial
Begin.
Big with darkness!
Down on the ground.
Freeze Lancer!
Listen. Make for some good weapon crafting material.
This will be a delicious piece of cake! Here I go! Not in your dreams! Arc Field! Purge Malevolence! Arctic Water Field!
Begin.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
We've got fire.
I've got this! Let a marksman handle it! Glad you had your uses!
All yours. I'll show you how useful I can be. Elusive deity. An astral art?
That's my cue!
In your face. Shut him down. You're mine.
Blah, blah, blah!
Not so fast.
Crowd blade!
Can you take
One
it?
more time!
Make it rain!
Greenwell. Light burst forth.
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around!
Certainly not.
I'll face you.
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
I'll face you. You're mine. Seismic
Freezing
rupture.
storm!
Elusive deity.
I can do it!
You require
Looking fearsome, Rinwell.
You must be rough.
It's in your hands now.
Let's kick some ass, kid.
You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both.
In your face.
You're mine! Hear my call! Spread! A wailing beauty of lightning!
Raging Luna Storm.
Amazing.
Flaming Ranger! Glacial Spear! Pierce evil!
Not so fast.
Freeze Lancer! May a thousand gales tear you to shreds!
Seismic rupture.
You have to hold on.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss! Oh, violent darting wind! Con now through all! Feel!
No rest for the wicked.
A whirling struggle!
Does it hurt?
Winds of heaven! First force!
Take this. Seismic rupture.
In here!
Elusive deity.
This'll come in handy!
Make it rain! Do it!
All yours, Kisara.
We did it!
Little help! None shall escape my judgment! Spread! A whirling struggle!
Can you take it? Does it
Winds
hurt?
of heaven!
Are those rocks in? Rupture! Raging Lunar Storm! No armor can stop me!
My head. Remind me to stay on your good side.
Begin! Does it hurt? Take this!
May 1,000 gales tear you to shreds! Gusty nail! Burning a whirling struggle! Spread! Winds of heaven! Burst forth!
Not so fast!
By the power of fly! In here! Finish without a trace!
Raging Lunar Storm!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! I can do this all day! Burning thrust!
Raging Lunar Storm!
Blah, blah, blah! Make it rain!
All yours, Kisara!
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
Huh. You can make plants grow instantly? What if we use this for fruits and vegetables?
I'd rather not be our party's fertilizer. Thank you very much. Coming through! Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
Take cover when it comes up!
You're mine! You're mine! No armor can stop me!
Can you remind me to stay on your good
A
side?
charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Lunar Storm! Begin! Raging Lunar Storm! Can't get out of this! Take this! Does it hurt? Dance on the wind! Elusive deity!
None shall escape my judgment! Too much to handle?
Begin!
Chain between heaven and earth!
You're on!
Place of fear! Here's the evil! Where are you going? Now!
Alpha! In an instant! Impact block!
Light up the dark!
Illuminate the dark!
I'm ready to go!
Come forth! Holy glimmer! Holy lamp! A chain between heaven and earth!
Take it!
Burning! A whirling glacial field! Here's the evil! In here! Free flame!
Some punishment?
First aid! Leave me all alone! Now I'll bring you back from death's abyss! Precipitation!
We may be a touch beyond our depth.
We barely got a look at the thing.
Dispose of the trash.
Sure
The
to
flame
be
will
let
roll.
free!
Burning strike! Purge malevolence! Arctic! The wise warrior knows when to call it quits.
My face is starting to sting. And my throat feels super parched.
Here, have some water. Just make sure you don't drink too much.
Thanks.
You want some too, Shion? Oh, wait. You're hungry more than anything, aren't you?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
See what you've got.
Oh, violent darting wind! Carve round! Glacial spear! Here's the evil! In the wind! Air thrust! Some fights are better left unfought!
It cools up! Time to get out of the way!
And thus sought... Strength yet grows.
Hi, Hoodle!
Raging Luna Storm!
Vanish without a trace!
Can you take it? Denied!
Their hide is thick as armor! Get out of there with the Fred! Let the marksman handle this! Feel!
Raging I'll bash in there to defend you!
Glad you have your uses.
I'll smash it! I'll show you how useful I can be!
In here! Just charge! Of heaven! Here I go!
Raging Luna Storm!
Flaming meteor! Cyclone! Glacial spear! Here's the evil!
You picked the wrong fight!
No more playing nice! Here's a healing art!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kitara!
Raging Luna Storm! No further!
Heaven and earth! A wailing
Begin!
fury of lightning!
Ready and ready!
Let me help! First aid!
Our surge is
Freezing storm! Firmament render!
You're mine!
Ice tornado!
Curtain
Wall! By the power
Raging
of the
Luna Storm!
Vanish without a trace!
You fight better at a distance. The further away, the better. You and I both.
Water! Hear my call!
Take this! Not so fast!
I need to be stronger. Great. Now I'm hurt and dirty.
This will be a delicious piece of cake! Recount! Glacial spear! Hear the evil! Let's end this and get a bite to eat instead.
This bridge will hold itself together, right?
Most definitely. Though I won't make any promises.
What?
Which one is it?
if you know what's good for you.
Dance in the wind and air thrust!
Take this!
Let's end this and get a bite to eat instead. You have to aim for the bright area on their backs.
What could this be?
Treat if you know what's good for you.
Glacial Spear, Pierce Evil, Strike, Dance in the Wind! Lancer, sleep now.
You wanna play?
Some fights are better left unfought.
Here's
a healing art. Vanquish darkness. First aid.
Howard, I shall ensure you survive
Healing.
this.
Flame of fury. Burning.
Streak. I'll hold them off.
Whirling storm.
Rotating pile driver.
Wind ice tornado.
Soaring blast.
Some fights are better left unfought.
Crazy to see rocks melt before our eyes.
Watch where you're going, everyone. If you fall, there will be nothing left of you.
Exactly. So don't try anything funny. Just...
I didn't know you had that sort of trick up your sleeve, Doreen. I would have figured rocks and plants would be too different for you to handle both.
Not necessarily. Both of them contain Earth astral energy. I try not to chase fruitless endeavors.
won't forgive you! Purge Malevolent! First Arctic Waterfall! The freezing storm! This'll come in handy. The wise warrior knows when to call it quits.
Callous. Calcified. Calaglia.
What kind of poem is that?
A sparse one.
What the hell is that thing? Probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
But why this location? If the purpose of the wedge is to harvest Dana's astral energy.
We can figure that out later. If that thing gets into town, it's going to cause chaos. We need to take it down and move on. Let's go! This one's tough. But we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Prepare to be seized!
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone!
Suddenly turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared!
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
It's summoning Zoogle? Take care of them while keeping an eye on it!
Holy Land! Lane between heaven and earth!
Zephyr Trident!
Burn in hell! On guard!
Sighted!
Oh, stop it, Char!
Thanks, Kisara!
And wider.
Zephyr Trident!
Rending you a bloody holiday! Negative gas! On your...
Zephyr Trident!
Shattering the pieces!
Attack time!
Everlasting dark!
Gusty
Negative
nails!
gas!
Zephyr Trident!
Rending you a bloody holiday! Take this!
Air Throwing!
Resonate with the earth!
Zephyr Trident!
On your...
Zephyr Trident!
Air pressure! Rending you apart! Burn it up! Bloody holiday!
My head's spinning just watching you. Going in. On guard.
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite! On your knees! Air pressure!
Zephyr Trident!
Benediction light! I'm ready! Inside me!
Dohalim! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes! A merry distraction.
There's still more to go! Zephyr Trident! Sealed! Let's get you all tucked away! Think again! In here!
Air pressure!
Zephyr Trident! One at a time!
Bloody holiday!
Let's get you all tucked away!
Negative
Zephyr
gas!
Trident! You're all... Zephyr Trident! Sealed!
Heal!
I'll be saving this one! Air thrust! Now for the success!
Air pressure!
Skin you up! Punch away! A whirling struggle! Winds of heaven!
A new lease on life!
Now my clothes over you.
The first flight into the wind! And there you go! Don't let up! The first flight in! Cyclone! Take it! It looks like you got this one covered! Fear sweep! Holy Land! A chain the first flight in!
Thank you
A
for that.
wailing fancy of lightning!
Well,
Divine magic is there! Air thrust! The first flight in!
Rending you apart!
Firmament trigger!
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite!
Arrow wall!
Rending you apart!
guess I had to use...
Sometime.
Echoing heaven and earth! A wailing fancy of lightning! The first trident! Divine! A whirling struggle! Winds of heaven! The first trident!
No more playing nice! Zephyr, focus your attack! Just make it rain!
Hey! Blow them away!
Benediction light.
Heal!
Will this help?
Healing circle!
Here come more!
We'll just have to keep fighting.
Freeze lancer!
An astral bolt?
That's my cue!
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire!
Benediction light.
Not on my watch! Hold on to your heart! Here I come! Ground and pearl! Thunderblade! One more time!
Everlasting darkness! Negative gate! Resonate with the earth!
Zephyr trident!
I got it! Come on!
Can't lightning is confiscated! Here goes! Zephyr trident! Falling storm! Arrow eat dirt! I can Zephyr trident! Illuminate the Zephyr trident! Only live! A chain between heaven and earth! Not in your dreams! Here goes!
Their
Now!
arts are interrupted!
Zephyr trident!
My pride was my downfall.
Raging cascade! Don't mind if I do! Who wants to die next? Magic is there! Holy Zephyr trident! I can do this all day!
Bloody howling!
Lunar corruption!
Take this! Air pressure!
Divine faith! You get the gist. Sleep now. It's showtime! Zephyr trident! You get the gist. Air thrust! Ready! I'll heal you all! Healing circle! I'll heal you all!
Ready to
Healing
go!
circle! Thanks so much!
And just reinforcements incoming!
Not a problem!
Another incantation ruined.
Zephyr trident! Confiscated! Arch shield! Vanquish darkness!
Woods, it seems.
Heal!
Divine
I'll
streak!
smash you!
Too much to handle?
Look sharp!
Heaven and earth! A wailing fancy, don't mind if I do! Art expert coming through!
Heal!
Thanks! Just what I need! Arrow squall! Now for something special!
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite!
May a thousand gales tear you to shreds! Just be confiscated! Arch shield!
Rending you apart!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Bloody
Now for something special! Zephyr trident!
Heal!
Sorry to trouble you. Not on my watch! Zephyr trident! A whirling struggle!
This one's mine!
Ready! Zephyr storm! Let's keep up the pressure! Zephyr trident! Here goes! Zephyr trident! 1,000 gales, carry you to thread! Gusty nails! Now for something
Resonate with the earth!
lightning descent!
On your...
Thunderblade! Chain between heaven and earth. Not in your dream! Here goes!
Rending you
Here
apart!
goes! Up and ahead! Let's
Bloody
go!
howling!
Air thrust! A whirling struggle!
I'm ready!
Winds of Dohalim!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! You don't mess around!
Reflect on thy sins.
Make your way! Dohalim!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
Benediction.
Brahma, don't mind if I do! Arch Needle! Illuminate the dark! The heart quiet! Holy Land! I can do this all day! Make it rain! Kitara! Frozen!
Hammer!
Vanquish darkness!
Everlasting darkness.
Zephyr Trident!
On your knees.
Diggle not in your dreams! Art expert!
Air pressure. Rending you apart.
Now! Ridwell! Astral energy! Full throttle! Illuminate the dark! Corruption!
They smite with
Holy
flying
Glimmer!
blade.
Holy Land! A chain between heaven and earth!
Future.
A wailing
I can feel the
Gantia
medicine
lightning!
working.
Divine Lightning! Magic is there! Air thrust!
Air pressure.
It's about to strike!
Look sharp, everyone!
A new leaf... on life. Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not...
Yes.
Whatever you do, just please stay safe.
Benedict. Light.
How are we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it.
Alphen!
That's enough! Go back down!
Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think so.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah. It wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location. Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control of Dana.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now. Let's go.
With this, I can become even stronger.
Hey, is that it over there?
You can never be too prepared.
Alphen?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Three centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alphen.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people, too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Right. Thanks, you guys.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we talking here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just got to sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave. We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken, and this is no picnic for me either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she is, we should find the Renaissance too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Shion can finally get rid of her thorns. Shion?
Huh? Yeah.
Where? Shion? Where'd Shion go? How could she just go off on her own? Shion. Shion! It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Volron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
Huh?
The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shionne. But tell me how is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renis Alma was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renins and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shionne, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first, but ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens...
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renis Alma on your own, and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
That's... too much. It's way too much.
When this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Dahnans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shionne!
Alphen?
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Alphen.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen. We can fight this. We'll fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Shionne, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Shionne is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shionne. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
You guys... You're all so stubborn. Thank you, everyone. For right now, and a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lenegis.
The end of the world.
I believe Shion is telling the...
As a friend, yes. I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems... Still, it's hard to fathom.
No, I understand. Even Shion
We have so many pieces of the...
So where do her thorns?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all.
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of...
Right. And from that we're able to Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelagian. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? But why would they want to destroy the entire...
As for that, I really cannot say for certain.
You know, I've noticed since...
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world... Especially when that deception...
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek. As for what the final picture will look like...
Right.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns.
Oh, that?
Compared to what Shion's going... Still, even if you yourself might be willing to... Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know?
Yeah, very...
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on. She really needed that.
I just want for Shion what we all... Those thorns have robbed her of...
You can say that again. I have my own dreams.
Agreed.
Did you know?
You mean about...
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. It's like a completely different...
You and me both.
You?
That's what I thought.
At least you figured it out.
I don't think we're out of the woods yet.
Yeah, with all of us...
I know. No...
Hey, you're the expert on...
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say.
I guess he couldn't...
Law.
Sorry. We'll need all... I'll probably end up worrying...
Yeah, Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard,
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want... I just figured but it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend?
I'm sure it made her...
You...
Yeah, I do. You were a good friend to her before.
Yeah. When you think about it, but over time, No, I mean, I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there.
Rinwell. Hey.
I see. As much as I try to look like I have things under control.
You're not the only...
Hey. Do you... That's okay. I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, because until that moment, I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword. But after that day, one time became two. And before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling... It didn't matter that we were Renans. Then, everyone else started to call me their... I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then, I realized... Don't worry, it's okay. I've met too many people, so I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I don't know how we're going to do it.
It's going to be a long, hard road, but I swear I'll be...
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia?
Yeah.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that! You're going to jinx us!
Speaking of which, Alphen, this bucket of bolts got a name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but... well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have two goals. First, we need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shionne's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shionne? You seem a little different.
Different? Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a home. What was life on Lenegis?
Let's just say, I don't have men. They called it treatment. But in truth, they were...
You mean...
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns, or day in and day out. Every single day. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. Some existence. I thought things couldn't get any worse. But... is it any wonder Sure, I survived. That's when it hit me.
I'm sorry.
No,
You say it's your destiny.
Are you...
That's exact... Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the... It's that logic that's used to just... This struggle was never about... If we're doing this to protect...
A world free of sacrifice.
Not just me. If we're going to win. Now I see it.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Danan victory over Rena can't be...
You bet we can pull it off.
Yeah. We can do that.
Is something wrong?
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone...
I am as prone to sent... You too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one. Doesn't that
Well, it is a place where... But I can't keep...
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to... Come back and speak to me when you
listen to this. So Law and I were just talking and...
Hey, shut...
What's got Law?
Only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And after all that...
Hey, I just think it's, you know, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified...
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about...
Well, maybe you're the one with the...
Guys. I'm no expert, but...
Oh, that's a good point.
Hard to argue with that.
You okay? Feeling air?
Actually, now that you mention it,
Glad to hear it. That device there...
I was just wondering what it is. It looks...
It's a healing pod.
Oh, you don't say. Well, that should definitely come... Alphen?
No, I was just... Naori laid me...
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean... You were...
Yes. It sounds crazy.
That's definitely quite some lie-in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never... Alphen, can you
Of course. That's why you came with us.
Even in that time, I'll always remember him fondly. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Dahnans. Where if I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along with...
Well, we're not out of this forest yet.
I know.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead.
Is everyone about ready?
Before we do that...
Kisara has a point.
I'd like to hear more too.
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegis... Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right. Its social structure is
enough to deter...
They can be honed with... As a result...
Those capable of... Still.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord...
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't...
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking.
Jeez.
Wait a second. Are you...
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is as if such simplistic criteria could have...
So this red woman...
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deep. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit...
That red woman's got a lot to answer.
We're about to land. The descent...
If there are clues... There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the Sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a Sovereign in our midst. In any case, Changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time, possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shionne's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right. It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone. Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renins. The capital city where Shionne and Dohalim used to live, no less. Who knows what we'll find on the other side?
Thinking about what could be lurking out...
For such a loudmouth.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Would you two children stop
So how many Renins actually live?
I couldn't tell you exactly, though not as many as you might expect. Machines and Zeugles take care of most...
There's Zeugles out here too, huh?
What in the world?
This being Renin territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior, too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim. Don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself, okay, Do?
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about what's happening down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we can ask them
And don't forget about finding the...
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can...
Good idea.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis...
Right. The Daanids among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
I shall explain it away by saying I'm leading you.
What are we, dogs?
What could be so important? It's worth destroying. It's just...
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral...
But why do all this?
Whatever their purpose.
He's right.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answer.
You heard him.
So, I've been wondering, do you think when Lenegis was built...
What do you mean?
Well, none of this happened by coincidence, right? But then, if they knew...
Ordinarily, trust me, as far as we were... It makes you wonder whether...
Sorry.
This place is a mystery, that's...
Yeah.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Your lordship! Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana during the last crown contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the Lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time. Everything will be okay now.
I know the basics of healing arts, but my skills pale in comparison.
Is everything okay? You look a little lost.
Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Well, we've canvassed the city for...
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to this city.
You'd think that info would easily...
Not to this extent, which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth.
Given everything that...
Yeah, that one guy even said Zoogle would stop listening to him.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereigns. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To that...
The Sovereigns? There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who...
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from...
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena... That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over.
The points you make are valid. Though I confess I'd never come to think of it. I know nothing... Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
No.
Neither have I. In which case... I would imagine...
Hold up, what do you...
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid out...
But what about trade and communication?
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on...
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so... What if something were to happen to this...
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. But Sovereign is also...
Whoever wins the crown contest thereafter. As for how Volron factors into all this...
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became. 300 years later, we cross paths. That's not the only thing we have in common. we both be...
Do you think Volron was made sovereign for the sake...
I can't say for sure.
But that would mean that two sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. We never did see Volron's... Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time?
Wait a second. You don't... The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma.
There's something else the ceremony needs.
Questions.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a...
Then it's decided.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she... Let's go find it!
With nobody left to run the I mean, there's...
But Dohalim was...
Only current acting lords have power.
Even if the other lords were still around...
I wonder what they... Balsif? Cannibal? Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing.
Well, yeah, why would... To us Danans, they were just...
I know. But seeing Renans in their own city, going about their day-to-day lives...
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah.
If you're that curious about them, every lord in their household has their share of... And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana.
Yes! Yes!
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
I didn't realize Renans oppressed their...
And yet, weirdly, none of them seemed to mind.
It is the way things have...
Unquestioning...
Even so, I used to think it was impossible to build an ideal...
More to the point.
What if she's not here?
It's still too early.
For all we know, she...
Tell me, Dohalim, has that skill of yours got a name?
And what skill would...
You know, when you're talking to people around town. The way they...
I'm afraid I don't quite...
I do. It's called friendly intimidation. Look imposing and speak in a deep, booming voice, and presto, you'll have people wrapped around your finger in no time.
I would never stoop to such scandalous tricks. Any feelings of intimidation are solely in the eye of the beholder.
So there is a...
Now you've got me curious.
Let's see. An obsession with...
If you've a bone to pick with me, it'd be quicker to just come...
What? They look up to you.
Hey! What's got into Alphen and...
I can barely understand a word they're saying. And what's with the weird poses? Was it...
I hope you're willing to take the blame.
I wasn't expecting them to take me so serious.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them too.
Maybe there was more to the guy than at first glance.
I shall refrain from commenting.
What?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Ganabelt was so horrible to people. Yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Ganabelt also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed. The effects of Lenegis' transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or, viewed another way, this area was simply luckier.
Pardon me.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but championed it as morally right, too.
That doesn't make it true. Too bad they couldn't see through her.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Okay. Ah!
Seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Haros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently.
Yeah, despite the brutality
They must have had a lot on their shoulders. Carrying on.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fierce, but their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces. And nothing
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you. Because we—
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball.
So, Alphen, have you gained—
Yeah. I think it's made me realize Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones and—
I know. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters, so I guess...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible, even if they did terrible things?
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Dahnan doesn't make you a good person. I think that's something we—
Xion and Dohalim definitely make a good—
And I'm going to keep doing my best. What could this be?
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current Sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfrikt Milgras, the former Lord of Cyslodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfrikt whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming Sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegis?
I guess over Holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the Sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegis from the Motherland, Sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelegion, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renan by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Corps existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around.
Doe?
Faria.
Faria? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was—
But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnagin to secure your position as Lord, you still—
Kill?
I'm here to take care of something. If you wish to continue this conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Dahnan rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die.
No wonder you leave it to someone else! You're just a coward!
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
We've reached our destination.
Wow! Thank you. What? Great!
Yeah.
Wow.
I wish I could get an examination.
Well, if you say so. Let me see. Yes, you're Rinwell, all right?
If only your brain could keep up with your mouth.
Ah, Shion, just in the nick of time. Here, lend me a hand while I...
No!
What the... Oh, right. The thorns. My bad.
No, I'm the one who should apologize.
Again, Law? Can't you even...
Seriously, it's fine. I'd rather that than people feeling like they're walking... Besides, I'm the one who should be vigilant about not touching...
Actually, I've been meaning to ask. Not being able to touch...
I guess I never really thought about it in those terms. Before long, it was just part of my everyday reality. Which isn't to say I...
So numb to your reality.
It's fine.
But...
I appreciate that until I get rid of these thorns. I guess I'll have... Maybe it'll be soon.
Yeah.
I never thought about this until now, Alphen. But doesn't it get...
Admittedly, yeah.
Is it hard when you're back?
Oh, you bet. Plus, my shoulders get stiff wearing it. Even if it...
Kisara looks like she manages all...
Armor takes a strong body and a...
Spoken like a true guardsman.
The more I think about it, the more I realize...
Ew!
That part can be a bit of a pain, yeah.
That sucks, man. Wouldn't it be easier if you just...
You never know when the enemy might have...
So basically, you're screwed if you ever get attacked while taking a dump. Right, Rinwell?
Are you doing this on purpose?
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
What could this be?
Wow, this place is beautiful!
Yeah, it must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renan sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnagin. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnagin. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed. Despite Faria's lower-class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnagin and Avakir. It was a time of great joy, 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagin and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagin had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagin was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less, she would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty, instead I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Dahnans there would still be suffering under Renan oppression like before.
Shionne's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shionne. I promise he does.
I hope you're right. Alphen.
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe, but I still wanted to say... thank you.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll likely offer their assistance.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Have you... guys checked your equipment lately?
Damn it. Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight. Oh!
I am Lord... Dohalim of Elda Menancia, I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one.
On your knees.
Lunar corrupt!
It's almost too strong.
Split it open!
Be my guest.
Ugliest impact!
Into everlasting
Zephyr Trident!
Negative gate. Resonate with the earth.
Maelstrom!
Stalagmite. On your sight.
Fire support! Zephyr Trident!
Rending you apart. Bloody howling.
Now you've gone and ticked me off!
A whirling struggle.
Negative gate.
Winds of heaven. First force.
Bloody howling.
In here. Zephyr Trident!
An astral
That's my cue.
Shut him down.
Zephyr Trident!
You're mine!
Zephyr Trident! Magic Assam!
We're not finished!
I owe you.
You're mine!
Zephyr Trident!
Resonate with the earth.
My natural defenses are fading. I'm a sitting duck!
Retreat from this battle.
Retreat? I would never!
A chain between heaven and earth. A wailing Trident! Divine Savior!
You're mine!
Oh, violent guardian blade. Carve now!
Resonate with the earth.
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire!
Dance in the wind!
Benediction light.
In here! I'll be saving this one.
Down!
Everlasting darkness. Negative gate. Resonate
Zephyr
with the earth. Stalagmite. Rending you apart.
Divine strength too much to handle.
Bloody howling.
A whirling struggle.
Negative gate.
Winds of heaven. First force.
Benediction. No further.
Sleep now. More for the stockpile.
I'm ready.
Where that came from.
Benediction light.
Now,
Dohalim! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes.
Those soldiers seemed...
Yeah, they weren't big time.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim.
Indeed. They seem... And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been hot.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers in...
I've never seen anything.
Maybe someone does.
What, with the red...